Hello and welcome back to Wireman's Whimsy. Today we are going to make this thank you card using the Friends Are Like Seashells stamp set and the Seaside Seashells dies. We're also going to be using the Sand and Sea Designer Series paper. And I'm going to expand on one of the concepts I used in my paper pumpkin video. We're going to do a paper collage and then use a Stitched So Sweetly die to cut it out and reverse it. I've already pre-stamped and pre-cut the pieces for the front and the greeting because I wanted to really focus on how I did the background. I might put this one together just slightly differently. I thought I'd put a bigger piece across here, but it ended up not being as big as I thought. I kind of like the sand dollar being the focal point, but we'll see what it looks like another way. So let's get started on how we create the background. So I'm just going to put that off to the side. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of 5 1/4 by 4 in the Whisper White, and I'm going to use my Stamp and Seal, and I'm literally going to cover the whole thing with Stamp and Seal. So we're just going to go ahead and just run strips across so that we can stick the paper to it from edge to edge. I thought about using glue to do this, but my concern with the glue is that it would be too hard to run through the dies. So I've stuck with using the adhesive. Now, what you need to do is you need to take scraps of paper. These are offcuts from other projects, and then these are the 1 1/2 by 4 pieces that are left over when I cut up my designer series paper. So I'm going to start in one corner, and I'm just going to drop that down like that. And then I'm going to come in and butt the next piece right up to it, making sure that I don't have any edges showing. Now you're going to have small edges like this. We'll fill those in at the end. I'm going to put another one in. It's just random like this. And as I said before, it's almost similar to quilting because you're putting pieces together that coordinate. I'm just going to turn this one around so I've got yellow against yellow here with the dots. So like that. And then I'm going to use this triangular piece here, but I need to trim it just a little bit to fit. So let's just trim it like that and see if that's better. And sometimes you need to trim it a couple of times. Sometimes the trimming doesn't work. You end up with a gap, but we can also fill that gap. So now we have a gap here, and I can take this piece and I can use it to fill in the gap, just like that. And if you want to trim it off so that it's doesn't come too far in, you can for sure. So let's take another piece. Now let's take a piece of yellow, and I'm just going to block that in like that. And then I'm going to take maybe another piece of this. And like I say, you can fit it in how you like, just like that. And let's take this piece of pink and yellow and place it. Just need to trim the edge. Sometimes the angles are just a little bit funny, and you just need to keep trimming it up so that it fits in and you don't have any gaps. So just like that. And now I've got this last corner over here to do. And I think that I might use, I thought I had another stripy piece. I don't, but that's okay. I'll use this blue here. And I know that I need to cut this corner off. So I'm just going to snip that corner off. And I need to cut it just a little bit straighter. There we go. I'm just going to put that in like that. So what you end up with is this piece, and you've got all these extra pieces around the edge. So you just come in and you just trim off the edges against the edge of the 5 1/4 by 4 piece of white. And it gives you kind of a paper collage. And then these pieces that you're cutting off, you can use to make your next card. There you go, just like that. So I want to shout out to my subscribers and say thank you very much for subscribing and for liking and all the comments. I do respond to all the comments, and I really love hearing from you. I like hearing your ideas. I love hearing your support. I like that you are enjoying what I'm putting together. So now you've got your collage. You're going to use your Stitched So Sweetly dies, and you're going to cut the middle out. So I'll just load that up in my Stampin' Cut and Emboss. We're going to put it in an angle, and this needs to be as close to straight as you can get it. Nicely centered, and then you're just going to envelope it up and put it through the machine. So I'm going to do this. And yes, this one makes my quilting heart happy because it is about putting different colors together, different size pieces together, and coming up with a finished product that is quite amazing. So we're finished with that die for now. I'm going to take my adhesive and I'm going to put the adhesive all the way around the outside edge. We're going to stick this down flat onto the card. We're going to center it the same way we do any other card front. You just line it up along the edge and drop it down so it's centered. Now, this piece came out of here like this. When we put it down, we're going to dimensionalize it and put it in like this. So it really kind of kaleidoscopes it. So I'm just going to use some dimensionals on the back of here. And if there are a couple of small gaps in your collage on the front, it's not a problem because you can always put your die cuts and your greeting over where there's a bit of a miss. It's really, really forgiving that way. So I'm just going to peel the backs of these off, and we will put it down, and you're going to put it down as close to lined up as possible so you don't really see any of the So Saffron in behind, but you still have the depth. So we're just going to place that down like that. So you've got the raised piece in the middle, but you've also got another dimension to how you've put the colors together. So what we can do with this one, I'll pull the other one in. This one I offset like this, but we could put this maybe offset inside and then put the pieces over like that. So you could see how it would look if it was all centered. I quite like all that being centered on this one, so that's what I'm going to do with this card. I've already dimensionalized the pieces, so I just need to peel them off. And then we just go ahead and we build the card. So what we're going to do is just layer these pieces up and carry on placing them down. And that is how you build the card using the Friends Are Like Seashells bundle with the Sand and Sea Designer Series paper, using the dies from the Stitched So Sweetly set as well. So there you go. There's your card. Thank you so much for watching today, and we'll see you next time.